Morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday already, and I am so excited about today's topic about morning rituals. I have Alex who's going to be joining me, hopefully, maybe. Let's see if we could find her. I wish I could get her on before, like, okay, let me get her on. But anyway, let's see if we get her. But we're going to be discussing, wow, this was the easiest. Let's fix my camera a little. Good morning.
Yay, good morning, good morning.
How
Welcome.
how are you?
I am awesome. I am awesome. So excited to be here.
Me
Woo!
too.
So
And
excited I'm falling over.
and I'm excited for this topic because morning rituals or morning routines is very new to me. I've heard about it for a long time. Everyone keeps saying to do it, and I started to, but this isn't
Okay,
about me. But
this is good.
I
This
just
is
think,
good. This is good.
yes, and I
I'm glad
think
you
it's,
started.
yes, that's where we start. We always start from the very beginning. So,
And the key is to not make it a morning routine or to-do list. That is, I think, the real opportunity is to turn it into more of something that really inspires you, like more, I call it more morning rituals, and that's the title of my upcoming book, because I really think that you can really make it like you get to design your morning that lights you up, right? So just curious, like how have you started? What's the one thing you're doing, or what's the one thing you're starting with?
I'm starting with, well, there are two things that I added, but the first thing is meditation. So
Uh,
I love my acupuncturist, and she's like, whatever, I've been seeing her for years, but she's like, Stacy, meditate in the morning. So at the beginning, it was very
Perfect.
overwhelming, and I'm not going to lie, because you think you have to meditate for 10, 15 minutes. And I said, listen,
No.
I can't. So I started with, and I downloaded an app. So I have the Insight Timer. That's, it's a
Perfect.
free app. You
Yeah.
can pay for it.
Yeah.
And they have like 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute meditations.
Exactly.
And that's all I
That's the
do.
key. So that's it. So yeah, like this is what I wanted to really say, and I'm glad you're already there, is like most people overcommit, they're like, oh, I'm gonna do 30 minutes. And then guess what? After like a couple of days or a couple of weeks, that just falls by the wayside,
Yeah.
right? So I definitely say like pick 3 minutes, and people say to me, oh my God, what can I do in 3 minutes? Well, you can do a lot, and you already just are ahead of the crowd, because meditation, breath work, prayer, meditation, whatever is your, aligned for you, I believe those are really the most important. After 30 years of practicing yoga, I realized, oh my gosh, it's all about the breath work, right? It's all about just taking a moment, breathe deeply, and I'm glad, and having the right tools to make it easy. So I'm glad you found Insight Timer. Years ago, I made a CD, which
cool.
now it's an MP3, but it was before Insight Timer, and I've actually put it up for your followers for free. They can,
awesome.
Yeah, they can click to my website, and it's got like a 2 minute, 5 minute, start your morning, end your day, and really make it easy and fun, because I think if you're not inspired, you're not going to do it, right?
Yes. And I think it's like the same thing with nutrition. It's, if you don't like it, you don't like to eat it, you're not going to do it. So we got to set like small, realistic goals for ourselves in all different aspects of our life that we're able to obtain. Because for me, and even when I work with clients, we talk about setting small, realistic goals that you're able to obtain, because if you do it, you feel more accomplished. So for me, doing it for 3 minutes and being like, wow, I could do it, it's not as bad as I thought, versus setting myself up for failure, saying I'm going to do it for 30 minutes and not do it at all. So the 3 minutes sometimes lead to 5 minutes. Sometimes it leads to 10 minutes, but it's just starting. Just do it. Same thing with exercise. Get on that treadmill for a minute or start walking for a minute, and then
exactly
you know, you go longer.
yeah
But the people who are following now or watching us live, and if you're watching the replay too, let us know below what you're doing for the morning ritual. So do you see a difference between, or the word wise, ritual versus like your morning routine?
routine? Yes, I do. I think that the word, words are powerful, right? It's all about mindset. So, our thoughts become our words, become our reality. So to me, I chose the word ritual because I feel like it evokes more of a feeling of like intention, like how do you want to start your day? What is the feeling versus, oh, I got to work out, I got to do this, I got to do this. Well, that's already starting your day from a place of have to do, and that kind of busyness versus it's scientifically proven the first 30 minutes of your day are really important, what you do, like so try to stay off those devices and really just carve out those first few moments of like calm and peace and being centered and grounded. And as you said, if you do that every day for 3 minutes, like now you're starting your day off really empowered, right? And that's a different, it's more conscious, like it's reclaiming those first few minutes as your own, filling your own cup before you venture back out into the world and start, to give and be in the world. So yeah, I do think it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
And with rituals too. So like I started with meditation. What else can you do for like a morning ritual? Like, are there
Oh my
rules and
gosh.
regulations of what you should be doing
No,
or what it
there are,
is?
so I did do some fun research in my book. Like I actually even researched the Dalai Lama's morning routine. So I mean, you can go as extreme as someone like, that's waking up at, very early morning. But I'm really creative as well. And in my, guiding and coaching with others, I get very much into creativity. So I feel like, whatever it is that lights you up, maybe it's playing the guitar, maybe it's writing in your journal, going for a walk, read a poem, have a poetry book and read a poem every morning. Really think of the things that inspire that you say, oh, I don't have time for, and maybe build that into your morning, rituals.
I like that. I know someone's like, oh, you need to write in a journal. But for me personally, that wasn't, they told me to do it, but I don't enjoy doing that. So obviously it never got done. So I think it is important to find what you enjoy doing. I enjoy listening to my meditation of, them walking me through the 3 minutes. But I do think it's important for you to find and trial and error of what you enjoy doing to start your
Exactly.
day.
I love that you mentioned that. And that's the thing, is most people give up, because they're like, oh, like journaling doesn't work for me. Oh, whatever doesn't work for me. And definitely experiment. I love that you said that, like trial and error. Like I have some of my clients and friends, it's taken them 5 years or more. Like sometimes it can take decades to find your own rhythm, and it can change as well, right? Different times of your life, you have different needs. So meet yourself where you're at, and especially if you're going through a challenging time, have that love and compassion for yourself. Like when I went through, the dark night of my soul and my cancer journey, there was days I just rolled out my mat and I'd do child's pose, and then sometimes I'd cry or just breathe there for a bit, and that just felt good as well, just to say, hey, this is what I need right now, and to really tune into that versus what someone else says I should do, right?
Yep. And like, being a dietitian, people want it, what should I do? And it's like, I don't want to tell you what to do, because by me telling you isn't going to help. Like, you need to do what's right for you and pick out your goals. But with morning rituals, what benefits do you get from it? You know, because sometimes you're like, well, why am I doing this? Like, is there research out there of the benefits of having a morning ritual?
No, there definitely is, and there's scientific, studies. You can look them up online, that say the first 30 minutes, like what you're putting into your mind, what you're doing with your body is so important. And so, it's really sets, the key for your day, right? And so I think that investing that, whether it's 3 minutes or 30 minutes of time is one of the best things you can do. Like you will feel it come back to you 100 times, like in terms of your health, your mindset, just being more, think about it, right? Like a lot of, I know I've done this where I started my day and I just hit the ground running and get right into my day and, get on my phone, get on my calls, do my emails. And you just sort of go into autopilot, right? And then something hits you throughout the day, throws you off, and then you have a hard time getting back to your center. Versus I find when you've got that morning practice, it's like a solid way to start your day. I find that something comes at me and I have more compassion and I'm able to go like, oh, okay, this is not about me.
Right.
And be more present, right? So it really is a powerful tool, but it's like working out. It's a practice, right? It's a matter of just, and if you're failing at it, then that means you're doing it right. Like if you're struggling with your meditation and you're missing your morning rituals, then that means you're doing it right because you're actually taking the steps to do it, right?
Yep. And it's also doing one thing at a time too. So like if you want to start meditating, like start with that, the 3 minutes. Because I've also added nutrition wise is drinking a cup of water in the morning. So before I drink my coffee, try to get in 8 ounces of water because hydration is so important. And I know one question I get all the time from my cancer thrivers is about fatigue, how tired they are all the time. And sometimes the reason is that they're dehydrated and they're not drinking enough. So if we could start of getting up and drinking water, and listen, I don't care what type of water it is. You could add lemon to it. You could add oranges to it. You could drink plain old water. But at least I know that in the first 30 minutes of waking up, I am getting at least 8 ounces of water in. So now it's less.
So true. Yeah. No, in our yoga practice, we do drink warm lemon water in the morning. That's an Ayurvedic thing. So yeah, or just warm water. It's just good to not drink it cold out of the fridge. And I am a huge fan of that. So I love that. And I call that like doubling up, like your rituals. So you can piggyback on them. So you've got your water and your meditation. You've already got 2 rituals now. So that's beautiful. I love that, having, or some people go outside and meditate. So now you're getting the fresh air and the meditation. So I'm a big fan in like having that piggybacking, that's a little tip. So I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, I think it's great. And people who are watching live too, let us know what your morning routine is or your ritual is. If you have one, if you don't, if you want to start one. And we just want to start. Like that's the key to a lot of stuff is just do it. Like Nike says, is not be scared. Don't wait till Monday. Don't wait till the new year because now we're at that time of, oh, well, Thanksgiving's coming. Holidays are coming. It doesn't matter. Start now. This is the best time to start because things are crazy with everything. So it helps calm the mind. But yeah, just starting now.
I agree. It's never a good time. Like I've heard, believe me, I've heard every excuse in the book for why people can't come to yoga or don't have time to meditate and honestly, I'm just tired of the excuses. Like, it's like you said, like just do it. Just pick those 3 minutes and just sit your butt on that floor or chair And it's never a good time. So just start today and let us know. Yeah, I'd love to hear. And you know, it is great to have you know, some support. So we're here in this chat, and feel free to mention it, you know, what you're struggling with, and let's see how we can, you know, get more, especially cancer thrivers. I'm a big fan, supporting women to get their morning practice started. And yeah, so what else do we want to talk about? I don't know.
Well, Alex, tell everyone where they could find you, because I know you're here on Instagram, but you were also saying you're on Facebook too. So if you want to put in the chat, or after, you could add it too.
Sure.
People could find you.
And okay, I'd love to mention that, but one more thing I wanted to mention before I do that was, because I'm an interior designer and I do holistic design. Something I noticed, this is another little tip for all the listeners, that is really key, is your spot. Like I call it a spot, SPOT. It's your special place of tranquility. So where you do your morning practice, like, and even if it's just a mat that you pull out and you sit on that mat every day, or you sit in a specific chair, or it helps to have a place that you go to, because again, that builds that, you know, that excitement too. You could have a little table with a candle, and, you know, really make it inviting, right? So that you look forward to going there, right? And so that's another thing that I talk about, and I think is kind of fun to play with. So just wanted to mention that, because that can really help.
That's interesting, because well, for me this time with the morning ritual, I've just been laying in bed, putting my ear pods in, but it probably would make more sense to go somewhere else to have a more relaxing spot than just laying in my bed.
And again, it's a good place to start. Like, honestly, I've done it, you know, in my bed. There is, in yoga, we say that, like, you know, meditating and doing yoga in your bed, it's called tamasic energy, because that's where we sleep. It's not ideal. And guess what? It's better than not doing it at all. But I encourage you, like, maybe in the future, you know, when it feels right, to start to think about, ooh, where would I want to do some of this? You know, is there a spot I could roll out my mat and just explore the next stage? So yeah, I definitely love, though, make it easy, right? So I think start in the bed, great place to start. And another really simple thing that you can do is, when you're getting out of bed and you're putting both feet on the floor in the morning, just pause and take a moment and take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and then start your day, you know, and then start your day. And it takes like 30, like not even 30 seconds, right? But now you're walking into your day with more awareness, right? Versus just like hitting the ground running. So another little simple thing that can be done.
Yeah, and I was listening to someone on Instagram yesterday. I forgot who it was, but we're talking about grounding too. How important it is to, you know, just be with nature. And I was thinking too. I mean, I'm in South Florida, so I don't have the snow and the cold. But I mean, even if you do, just going outside and doing the meditation and getting your feet in the ground for 3 minutes. Someone wrote, "Sunrise on the back porch has been amazing." That sounds fabulous.
I love that. Yes, definitely morning sun, right? So beautiful, so good. You know, Mother Nature is there for us. And I'm so glad you mentioned the grounding piece. I wasn't sure if I should say anything, but I am a big fan of grounding and going barefoot. And I have this thing, you know, I live in the cold here. I live in Canada and it's getting colder, but I have this thing, I call it the compost walk in the morning. And I just take off, you know, my socks or slippers. And even in the winter, I walk barefoot to the compost and back. And that's my earthing and my grounding. So I know that I'm getting in that daily grounding. So again, finding fun ways to incorporate it is really, really helpful. You know, if you're not lucky like you being in sunny Florida.
But like, and even for years, I've always loved dancing in the rain. Like my neighbors probably thought I was crazy. Now, like looking at it, I was doing kind of grounding and getting the rain to hit me and cleanse me. And it's the best feeling in the world. And now I do it with my son. He's like, it's raining out. I'm like, come on, let's go. Like, let's go dance. Let's try and have a good time. And we feel so good after. Like, it's just so cleansing. Seriously.
So true. And you know that rain, it's actually negative ions. Like that's why we feel good when you take a shower, because negative ions are being produced, and it actually helps us to feel good. So I love dancing and singing in the rain, and you know, it's just breaking through that mental thing of like, oh, I'm gonna get wet, and you know, and then once you allow yourself to enjoy it, and like a kid, it's so fun. You know, yeah,
so much.
I love that.
Someone wrote about cold shower. Is that true that it helps?
Cold showers?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, Wim Hof is making cold showers very popular right now, and he is bringing that out into the mainstream, which I think is amazing. So yeah, you can definitely look it up online. You know, alternating between warm and cool showers can really help with your circulation. So just check the protocol. There's lots of information on it online, and I grew up with that. My mom taught me that, and I love it. Like I feel like, especially in the morning, if you're like you're a little groggy and you just alternate, it's just sort of like, you know, it's like a cartoon. Your eyes pop out. You're like, woo, and then you have the warm, and then you do another cool, and it really kickstarts your body and gets your day going, for sure.
It definitely keeps you up a cold shower. I am definitely a hot shower type of person, so the cold is, but I definitely have heard of benefits of it, and now like I know they have the cold baths. My husband did the cold, I don't know, some thing.
Plunge, cold plunge,
yeah. It's becoming very popular now, but that's why I live in Florida. I don't like the cold, but I know there are benefits to it. But you also have to be careful if you're going through treatment. Sometimes you don't want to have the cold. But it all depends on your situation. But there are benefits of the cold shower.
Exactly. I was going to mention that you do have to be aware, depending on what, you know, your health situation. But also you could do foot baths. Like you could do cold, warm foot baths. So, you know, you don't have to, if you're just starting out, you could do your hands, your wrists, just warm and cool water. You know, so there are ways that you could start out and just build up that kind of that muscle, that mindset, you know. So,
but I guess if you know, the mind is so powerful, and if I keep telling myself I can't take a cold shower, of course I'm not able to take a cold shower. But you know, that is so important. We got to tell ourselves we can do certain things.
Yeah, and you could just start with your arms. You know, some days I just put my arms under the cold shower and my legs, and then I'm like, oh, today's not doing the whole body, you know, and then that's okay, right? Again, it's listening to where we're at, meeting our bodies where we're at. That is so important, and just having fun. Like I think that's my big thing is like health can be fun, wellness can be fun, and that's why I love chatting with you because you have a great sense of humor, and we can just show people that, you know, it really can be something that you look forward to in the morning. And yeah, like even your cup of tea, you know, like your favorite cup of tea could be a ritual, right? You take a few breaths, you sip it. So just inviting people to find that ritual in their everyday, you know, especially in their mornings. So just play with it, have fun, and let us know how it goes, right?
Absolutely. But Alex will put her information below of her Facebook group if you guys want to join that. We're here to help you. We're here to support you. And like Alex said, I'm here to have fun. Same thing with my food. I don't want it boring. I'm here to, you know, support and eating broccoli. Food should be fun and delicious and not something that we don't want to do. So that is what I am all about. But do you have any last words, Alex, of any closing?
Sure. I wanted to say this has been so fun, and I really hope we've inspired a couple people to share more about their morning rituals. And we've got some questions about menopause. Do we have time? Quickly?
Sure.
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, definitely what I've noticed for myself going through perimenopause and now menopause, definitely the breathing has worked. There are some cooling breaths you can do to help with hot flashes. The yoga has helped, and then there's also like, I'm sure and maybe you could help more, but there's little things you can do with your food and your diet to tweak things. But definitely I found like no sugar, no alcohol, those kind of things are trigger foods. So being really more mindful of them can help with the menopause symptoms. Mm-hmm. And another really, really amazing thing that's helped me is peppermint oil, because it's very cooling. And so just a couple of dabs of that, on your neck and shoulders or anywhere where you're feeling hot, and it definitely cools you down quickly. So those are my menopause tips, but reach out if you want more help with that. And I do go through more tips weekly when I do my live little mini retreat days every Saturday, which is like yoga and breath work and poetry, all kinds of stuff. So if you're wanting support, which it's always nice to have a group, right? To have support, people can check that out on my website as well and join in and try a class and see how they like it.
Yeah, I think the support is so important in all different aspects, just because you're not alone. You're not alone. There are other people who are going through the same things you're going through or went through the same things, now are on the other side of life and have been there and could help you, guide you to see the light and feel better. So getting the support that you need is so important. If it's the exercise, the nutrition, the mental health, whatever support you need, or if you have questions, you could always get in contact with me or Alex, and we could always refer you to the right person to help you. But you are alone. You shouldn't have to do this by yourself, or because I've seen on Instagram and Facebook people Dr. Googling, and that can make things so much worse. And it's a very scary place, Dr. Google. So we are here to guide you to the right place.
Yes, right. We have so many resources and other practitioners that we know personally that we can refer people to, and just really, like I think the old way is doing it alone, right? That we've been programmed as, especially as women, like we got to do it alone, struggle through it. And now that is changing. We are, sisterhood is the way forward, and the lone wolf thing, I've let that go as well. And it's so much better. Like, look how much fun we're having. Like, it's so much more fun when you're in, collaboration, co-creation, and you're in a group where other women get what you're going through and you're on this journey together. So I really, I look forward to more of this. This is fun.
Because I remember being embarrassed or like ashamed to ask people for help. And it's like, no, why should I have to try to figure it out myself when there are people out there who are willing to help, who want to help, who've been there, who understand. And it puts more stress on you. So it's great to just be able to ask a question and get an answer versus trying to figure it out.
So true. So true. And, I'm feeling really inspired today. So I also want to give a free copy of my book called My Morning Rituals, a how-to guide to start your morning with intention. Awesome. So I'll post that link below as well. And they can just go right to my site and get like a PDF copy of that. And they'll be one of the first because it hasn't gone out online yet. So So I'd love to give that to your listeners, or whoever were our listeners that are tuning in today. So,
well, thank you. Thank you. I need to download that too. But if you guys have any questions, we're here. Like we said, you could privately if you don't want to put it in the comment section. But if you have any questions, like I said, we're here. And any other topics you'd like to learn about, also put it in the comment section, because that's what I'm here for. I want you guys to know avenues that are out there while you're going through cancer or even after. So thank you, Alex. We need to do this again. We need
yay!
to. Oh, look how cool.
Listen to your heart.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was gifted to me by an artist friend of mine. She made it, and I have it on my desk. And I just saw it and I thought, oh, I'll share that. Because yeah, just remember to listen to your own heart and follow your own intuition for your morning rituals. And yeah, we look forward to being here to support you. So have fun with it.
Yeah. Thank you, and happy Tuesday. Have a great rest of your day, and we hope to see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.